Welcome back to another video. This is our second video on our podcast and we're focusing on Pride Month. And we've got
Zoe in grade 11.
Sakina in grade 11.
Emma in grade 12.
And our first question is, what does Pride Month mean to you?
Okay, so I feel like Pride Month means a lot of different things to a lot of different people. So you could always say that like some people feel like this is the only month that they can really come out and be, you know, and really wave the rainbow flag because you know you never see it anywhere else except for during Pride Month when all the products have a rainbow version and like
it's like a time for when others that are not really open look around and go like
It's also like awareness, like hey, we're here, like this is who we are and stuff.
Second question, what does it mean to be a member of the LGBTQIA community?
Gay, yeah, it's just gay.
So I guess you could really say that if you want to allow people who are confused to like maybe like if they want the label or if they're confused, this helps them to see like okay, I'm this, I'm also kind of that.
yeah. I feel like there's a lot of like once you actually get into like learning about like the LGBTQ community, you can also learn that there's a lot of labels that you can identify with. So I feel like I'm a person who doesn't go by any labels. I'm just Zakina at the end of the day, and I know who I am at the end of it. So it's like if you really want a label, I guess go with it, but like you don't need one.
Yeah, but I
You
mean,
can't just wave the rainbow
the
flag.
label is there for like community reasons. So it's almost like when I was trying to accept my sexuality, it was like, am I the only one feeling like this? Am I being like weird? And then when I found it, it was like, oh, okay, thank God, I'm not the only one that feels like this.
But also, when you're saying isn't like you found out that you felt this way, when I was going into it, I was like, okay, well, today I'm bisexual, and then I find out more about this one. It's like, okay, what about being omnisexual? And then you find out more about this one. It's like, okay, but what about pansexual? And then it just like goes from like jumping to jumping to jumping.
I mean, am I pansexual or am I demisexual?
And then you hear other people's definitions of other things, and then you're like, okay, then that.
It's all
But at the end of
confusing.
the day, you're just like you know, you were born you. So,
What are some of the biggest challenges you face as the queer community?
So I wasn't accepted by my mom when I came out. So I struggled with like accepting myself, and I always denied my sexuality because of it. Because you know your mom is always right. So what do you do then when your parents say you're wrong? So then I had that whole struggle of accepting it. So.
I can't really say that I had any challenges because I was always surrounded by people that were familiar with LGBT.
Me
So if you were gay,
it was
then
just like, okay.
you were like, okay, she's also now.
She's also now gay.
Because like majority of my cousins are also like, I mean, it's like it's a normal thing. Like if you are my cousin and you're straight, you're doing like that's just how it is.
You know, I remember when my mom got mad that she did it, that I didn't tell her like myself. She found out from my brother because I told my brother, and then he thought that she knew, and then he told her, and then she went on like it was like such a big thing. She was like, but like, why didn't you tell? We should have gone through this together, finding out together. I was like, at the end of the day, it's like, I was actually confused because I didn't know she knew so many sexualities. Like she actually named a lot. I was very good. I was like, whoa, well done.
Next question, what advice would you give anyone struggling with acceptance?
You know, because there's a lot of people like Zoe said, she said like she struggled with her acceptance. So there's a lot of people out there who are still struggling and have struggled to like come out of the closet. Like, so you don't know when you're coming out or when you're not feeling
You don't need
right.
to come out
And I
as
mean,
well, actually.
I think most people also deny it first.
Yeah, those people,
Yeah.
the people that are surrounded or like have that mindset like this is not right, I'm not right. Yeah.
But you also don't need to feel pressure to come out. I know like online there's a huge thing like, oh, I made a cake to come out, and oh, we did this big thing so that like you don't need to come out the closet.
There's no need
You can.
to come out
Just-
parties.
Yeah, you don't need a come out party. You can always just hint at it and then never actually say
You can always
anything.
just shout to a family gathering in the morning.
Yeah.
Just bring it.
Just bring it.
Shout like, oh, this is my girlfriend, yes.
Yes.
I'll have to grab it.
That's how you know you won't get the bad reaction so quickly. Like they can think about it while she's here.
Okay, next question. How can GSH's community assist learners from the LGBTQIA community in making school a safer place?
Well, me as Kia and Reed are slowly building up, becoming representatives of Pride. So we try and make an awareness for the Pride community.
And try to bring more resources as well.
Yes,
As in, like, you don't learn a lot at school. Most of the time you do learn online, and online is not really the best place to be learning because there's a lot of misinformation about a lot of things. So, well, we're talking mainly about the educational side, but there's also a lot of like other things, like, people get bullied just because,
Small events, awareness.
Remember like the posters, I don't know Pride Month ever, but
Yeah.
it doesn't have to be doing Pride.
yeah, and also we're gonna carry on with Pride Month. Pride Month's from June till December. Now you know. Yeah, now you know who now you know who is. So like, now you can also have people you can ask questions, if you are struggling with those kinds of things. So it's more about building communities so that you have people to talk to,
I think like people who are really open themselves and like having new friends be like finding like people to
about the experience, yeah.
That's one way.
That's also building communities so people can have discussion.
Okay, next question. What does Pride visibility mean and how does it affect your everyday school life?
So that I can come to school in all rainbow jackets,
Yeah.
and not just during Pride Month.
Pride visibility.
Well, now we have the badge actually. We talk about that. Like
I
now,
feel like
and obviously you don't need the badge.
emphasis on the pride, like I won't say I feel proud, but I like to rub it in some people's faces.
Okay.
Especially those that are slightly homophobic. Like, I'm fully homophobic, but they will be like, give it an eye. So I'm just like, what? So I was like, Especially with the badges now. So we have two.
Yeah, flexing the rainbows.
But yeah, I feel like the community, like obviously having a greater community in the school and having people you can talk to, it's like the same thing as like the first question. There's a bigger community, then we'll be more visible, and then a lot of people who are struggling to do things will be able to also see the everyday people who are gay every day,
Okay.
Next question. What do you see for the Pride Society in the future, plans, events, etc.?
Well, since the Pride Society is quite new, even though we've been trying to like start events, it's obviously been slow because it's the first time. It's not the first time, but like it's the first time we actually like attempted to like do a solid, perfected plan, and So hopefully in the future we have more like fundraisers and something like the color face.
We do have big plans
Pride
for
Fest.
that. Yeah, we do have big plans, but
They may only come like next year or the year after.
Yeah, things are well. We only just came out with our Pride Society. We only started this year, so obviously there's a lot of stuff that we want to do, but like, we want to like try. We can't just start out with a full-on massive thing. Where's that just gonna come from?
Next question. How does one become an ally?
Let's get into it, guys.
This
What is an ally?
What is an
What is an
ally?
ally? Because an ally, they say, is like a straight person that doesn't sing for the same team or like.
Okay.
That are supportive
And
helpful and respectful. But in my opinion, isn't that just like basic human decency?
Yeah, you're basically just respecting that they have human rights. That's
that there's no word for people that deny racism.
you're just racist.
You just see that racist.
And then there's no
Just like you're either brave or you're not. So who knows what's going on. So I mean, people like.
But I guess
the
being
society
supportive,
like,
they want to be supportive and they
people
want to have a
like,
label for it. So.
Commit that I'm an ally. You're basically just supporting and being respectful.
Yeah.
But there's nothing wrong with being an ally.
There's
We don't want to
yeah.
scare you with not
Don't
becoming
be scared
an
into
ally.
not being an ally.
We love allies.
We love decent people.
Yes, we do. We just like
We love decent people.
like
Kind, decent people.
it's fine to meet someone that's taken and they go, oh, you're gay.
I love that. like, I'm not gay.
I mean, you met a few people that really are like present themselves like one of us. That sounds so rude.
Like
It's
one of
stereotyping.
us.
But it's such a vibe when we all come together and it's a parade and it's nice. We love your support.
Yes, it's fun.
Next question. How would you deal with the homophobia from many students at the school?
Rub my gayness in their face. Like, honestly, at the end of the day, I'm still gay and you're still homophobic.
it's-
So only one of us is gonna change.
It depends because it's like, do these people act on their homophobia? Because they can be homophobic as long as they don't act on and hurt me as a gay person or anyone
That was
else.
also another thing. It's like there's a lot of things that influence being homophobic. If you're just being rude and being homophobic, then it's like, okay, at the end of the day, one of us can change. You know what I mean? Between the two of us, only one of us can
I
change.
don't condone violence, but I will anybody I am. Because like I never experienced direct hardcore homophobia. So I can't say I know I'm there, but I've seen it, and we've seen movies that are queer movies or like queer books, and showing in the book how people react. I can't say I relate to that feeling of being bullied basically. Yes, I'm a very prideful person and shameless, should I say, so like
But
you said,
it's
I would
like-
like have it in their face.
Yeah.
In conclusion,
But
but
if
if some boy came up to me and started talking about girls,
I get more girls than you.
literally I will say, boom. So like, don't die.
Yeah.
But I mean, if someone is getting attacked by something homophobic, I think you should. People say just go tell the teacher or anything, but that's when when they win. I personally think if someone goes running off, it's almost like saying you're winning.
I don't know how you could say how to deal with it because everyone's different. So some people are more like forward and they can deal with it themselves and be like, at the end of the day, only one of us can change. Like how I'm saying it now, you know. And I'm being me and you're being disrespectful, you know. You can think what you want to think, but like, you know. So, and then obviously some people who will feel like going to the teacher is the best option because then it can get officially sorted out.
There's nothing wrong with calling the teacher. It's just
You know, and some people don't like, you know, comments like that is just water off the back. So like, you know, like some people don't really care. They're just like, at the end of the day, you can say what you want.
Say what you want, so.
You know, and at the end of the day, they are going to say what they want. Because if they're doing it now, that means they do it all the time. So yeah, I think, but like education, at the end of the day, they think that, keep saying at the end of the day, it's not the end of the day, but like, they think that like, a lot of homophobic people think it's a choice, you know, so the fact that they think it's a choice is miscommunication and lack of education.
Choice that, yes, you could say I choose to date girls and I choose to date boys, but it's also just like who I'm attracted to, who I want to spend my life with, who I want to, like I go crazy with, you know.
So yeah. Next question. How would you educate the school community? Yeah. How would you educate the school community?
I think like we said before with the events and stuff, if we like just get out there.
Yeah, but I mean, we as a private representatives, again,
Yeah.
we at least started
Trying
with
to-
actually putting more LGBTQ education into the ALO system.
Because, you know, Allo, we're like,
we do brush on it in ALO, but it's like brief, it's like lesbian, gay, okay, we are.
lesbian, gay, and yeah, and
the
that's
students
it.
in the class are like,
Oh, and transsexual, and it's like, and the students in class, they're like, oh, I don't care. They don't even write it down, like. So, well, yeah, there's some people who don't care, but there's some people who want to know more about it, you know. And we all think that you go home and you do your own research, but like no one goes home and researches.
Yeah, so we have organized other people to rather come in and speak about it because teachers may feel they're not educated enough or understand the topic about LGBTQ. If students decide to answer questions, they would know how to answer the question.
Yeah.
So they are getting trained, like by workshops. We've had meetings, but they said they would rather want
An outside person to be able to answer questions in a way more beneficial way.